like JK Rowling has a Steve Moffat type problem with writing gay people, where, like, Steve Moffat will drop little hints. Oh, this character is gay. Oh, this character is gay. This character is gay. But every time gay is in air quotes, or it's in subtext, or it's implied, or it's going to happen after the show, or it's going to happen in another universe, or it's going to happen eventually. You know how there are so many scenes in Sherlock that can be so easily read as gay because the original books are gay as hell, and the writers who do these adaptations are aware of this, and they can't risk losing the magic of the chemistry between Watson and Holmes, so they have to leave the gay stuff in, much to their chagrin, because they're not clever enough to replace it with anything heterosexual. I feel like that's a lot of what JK Rowling does. I feel like she, like the writers of BBC Sherlock, and like so many other people who are just terrible at including representation in their books because they secretly, not so secretly I guess, but they don't really want that in their books. I think JK Rowling would have been perfectly happy to write a Harry Potter series that was all white people and all straight people, and she wouldn't have had any problem with that. And that's what it always seemed she intended to do, with the exception of, I think, Kingsley is the only canonically from the beginning, from the books, black character. I can't think of another one, but I haven't read the books in quite a while. Then, of course, JK comes along with the Cursed Child, insisting insisting Hermione has been black the whole time, but not in this universe, in the Cursed Child universe. And she knew Hermione was black from the beginning, but she never had the illustrators make Hermione black on the covers of the books that she's on, and she's not going to change that. And she had them cast Emma Watson, even though Emma Watson isn't black, because Hermione's only black in the Cursed Child timeline. But how can Hermione only be black in one universe? Why is that the only character change? Why can't Harry Potter be Indian? Why can't Ron be Asian? Why can't the Cursed Child be better, So, what I'm trying to say is that I think that there are a lot of writers out there who take kind of a call me by your name approach to queer representation. If we put gay characters in our books, even if our books are bad, people can't say that they're bad because there's gay people in them, so then we can accuse them of being homophobic. And, we have gay characters in there. What else do you want from us? We have a gay character. It's a complex gay character. He's a rapist. He eats a pear filled with cum or whatever. This is really, really progressive. But they don't understand that the actual progressive inclusivity of marginalized groups is normalizing us and, like, not just putting a spotlight on our face and being like, this is a rapist, but he's gay, so it's gonna win an Academy Award. Like, there's something so sinister about that. Like, wouldn't you agree that using Dumbledore's gayness to get people perpetually interested in his character, and then when it finally comes around and matters, then saying suddenly he's not gay anymore, not because his love interest is being played by an abuser, because JK Rowling has no problem with that, but because Dumbledore was implied to have been gay once. Gives me the same kind of feeling that Steve Moffat does when he says Sherlock and John will fall in love eventually. Eventually. There's so much eventually in representation, and I feel like maybe writers are able to see a world beyond what they've created, and they think that the rest of us can see that too, but what they don't understand is that when you're the writer, everything that you think of is canon and happens, and when you're not the writer, everything you think of is fanon and doesn't happen. And there's a difference between me writing a fan fiction where, Dumbledore pegs Voldemort or something like that, and it's a bad example, but the wrong terminology. But you get the point. There's a difference between me writing a fan fiction where a character is gay and happy and in love, and the writer of the actual show saying on the show that this is going to happen, or that this is happening, not that it might happen, excuse me.